President of the Progressive.
Elected moderator, my brother Dr. Nakibur, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. First of all, I really appreciate all of you for coming here today and protesting in front of this great nation, in front of White House. Today, I not only represent my father, I not represent my family, I not only represent myself, I represent all the victims that were brutalized by a brutal regime. Today I gather here with a heavy heart. Last year, around this time, one of our beloved brother, Shahid Abdul Qadir Mullah, was executed by this brutal regime. This government is planning to repeat the same thing again after 1 year. They are trying to execute another of our beloved leader, Brother Kamaruzzaman. And we are here to put a halt on that. If there is any accusation, if there is any form of complaints, that accusation and complaint needed to be heard on a fair trial. A trial made up of party people. You have one of the judges whose name is Inayatul Rahim, who was a Muslim of Awami League. His father was a member of parliament of Awami League. His brother was the president of Chhatra League, and he himself was the president of Awami Lawyers Association. How can he be in charge of this trial that can carry out death penalty? And likewise, he did what he was asked to do. He was giving out death sentence at wholesale rate. In the span of 3 days, this kind of thing never happened in a civilized world. In a span of 3 days, 3 death penalties were handed out to 3 key opposition leaders and 1 media personality. What is their crime? Nobody knows. There are so many stories, but no proof could be brought in the court. I can speak on behalf of my father. The first charge that was brought against my father was murder of 1 person. His name is Maulana Qasimuddin. I had an opportunity to talk to the sons of Brother Qasimuddin, who lives in Dallas. So I spoke with Mr. Shibli, his name. I told him what happened, sir. He told me that we have no idea what happened, but we didn't know your father until 2001. And my father was accused of that. So they couldn't bring any witness. They are bringing hearsay evidence, and based on that, they are handing out death penalty like you can buy it from the market at a wholesale rate. This kind of nonsense needs to stop. While we appreciate that the Western countries, especially United States and State Department, is coming down hard on the government, but I think the time for soft diplomacy is over. It's about time this mad lady is stopped. And we urge the State Department and the White House to intervene in a way that should have some effect. The soft diplomacy is not going to work anymore. It is about time the bull is tackled by its horn. That tribunal needs to stop right now. While we have all the sympathy and we feel for the victims of 1971 war, but the victims will not be getting justice if somebody else who is not related to that crime is executed. So we demand that an independent inquiry commission is formed to prove, to investigate what happened in 1971, and the perpetrators of that crime are brought to justice. Not by a tribunal that only executes people that they don't like. This madness again needs to be stopped. I again appreciate all of you for coming, defying this cold weather. Look at that, we have thousands of people that are gathered here, and we have only one demand in our mind. We want the injustice in Bangladesh to stop. We want this so-called tribunal to stop all its procedures right now. Because this tribunal has rocked the nation, this tribunal has divided the nation. If you want justice, bring in United States, bring in United Nations, bring in all sorts of human rights organization, and form an independent inquiry commission and have the trial in a neutral place. If you know that these people are guilty, what are you afraid of? A guilty person is a guilty no matter where he is tried. Why do you have to try this person in a kangaroo tribunal where you have appointed the judge, where you have appointed the prosecutors, where you have appointed the investigators? Not only that, I also speak on behalf of my brothers. I want to mention a few names right now. A healthy brother, 29-year-old brother, Brother Delwar Hossain Saidi, president of Islamic Chhatr Shibir, was picked up from street. Few days later, he was brought. Few days later, Brother Delwar Hossain Saidi was presented in the court and he couldn't walk. A healthy person landed up in wheelchairs. And these brutal, these selfish, these inhuman judges allowed police to detain him for another 52 days for further torture. Same thing happened to my brother Dr. Masood. He was picked up from his house and he was walking fine. Next day he was found in wheelchair and he was presented in the court, and those inhuman judges granted further detention for further torture.
We want